Plug, you know.
Right, record. Is that recording?
Yeah, I've got record.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
I had to bath the pug.
Huh?
I had to bath the pug 10 minutes ago because she rolled in an egg. Right, carry on.
Yeah, Betty needs a thing. Well, anyway, I'm recording now. Let's do all this. You messed me up straight away. Well, hi there. As you all know, this is Dan. This is Dan from Manup, and the person, well, the other person with a big beard, is one of my long-term friends. Actually, my best friend. I don't know. I think I'm too old to say that, but I've known him for a long time. But he's dabbled in and out of his mental health. We've spoken about stuff over the years, but he's never actually asked for help. But recently he has, and he's been quite public about it and been making his own videos on Facebook. And I just wanted to tap in, really. So Steve, if you don't mind saying, this is so weird. It's so weird. But if you don't mind saying, but what's regarding your mental health over the last few years or whatever else, what do you think has been right and wrong? Just chuck you in there, mate.
Well, I don't think it's got any worse. I just think it's something I've lived with, and I've thought I've got to live with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because it's different. It's like the kids nowadays. It's a bit easier for them because they get told about anxieties and things. I think our generation, it's harder because when we grew up, we didn't have none of that, did we?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
I can remember the first time going to the doctors when I was about 12, and I described anxiety to him, and the doctor just went, well, you've got a, what did he call it? You've got a nervous tummy. That's what he said. And I was like, oh, okay. You'll grow out of it. That's what he said. But yeah, it's something I live with. It hasn't stopped me doing, I still live a normal life, but it's got to a point now I'm just sick of it and I want to fight back. I'm like, I shouldn't have to be like this.
And what was your tipping point where you're just like, right, I've had enough now. It's starting to cause me issues?
I was just sick of waking up every morning with like a constant dread. You know, like that feeling when you're going to have a test and you get that nervous butterfly and you feel sick.
Yeah.
Just waking up with that all the time. It's like the fear of, and there's nothing to dread. And then that used to annoy me because I've got nothing to feel dread about. So that used to pee me off even more. And I think I've just got fed up now, and I'm like, right, that's it. I'm not having it anymore.
Yeah. So was that off your own back, or was that also Tammy kicking you in the ribs as well?
Well, it's like for the last few years, I've tried different things like tablets and stuff, and some of the tablets worked. I came off them for about 6 months, and then I went back on just before Christmas because Tammy did see a change in me. I was like really nasty, you know, like mood swings, like I'd just fire like that, especially at the kids as well, you know what I mean? Just really like, ugh. And like Tammy says, you need to go doctors, go and talk. So I did that. I'm back on the tablets, which has calmed it a bit. And I think with this lockdown thing, I think that's brought it all to a head as well and just made things even worse.
Yeah.
But it's gone the opposite way with me. When everyone was in lockdown, because I worked through it, when everyone was in lockdown, I quite liked it. What you're smiling for? And I said I worked through it.
I don't know, because I honestly thought, I don't want to go off tangent. I honestly thought, I just keep thinking of you with one of those Facebook profiles saying, I'm a key worker.
Yeah, I'm a key worker. I keep this country running.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But for some reason, did you actually change your profile photo to I'm a key worker, or did you not?
No, I didn't.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
But anyway, like when lockdown started, I was happier.
Yeah.
Because there was no one around. It was nice. But as things are getting back to normal and people are coming out again and it's getting busier, that's what's sent me funny. That's made my anxiety a lot worse getting back to normal because I got used to the roads being quiet and no one around and no idiots. And now it's all, everyone's back. That's what sent me a bit like, oh my God, there's people everywhere. I can't.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that made me like, and then the main thing that made me get out was 2 people that I know they both said you need to try talking to someone. And I've never been bothered about talking. Everyone's like, I thought, what's talking going to do? What good's talking? You know,
Yeah.
but I finally decided to do it, and yeah, it's doing all right so far.
Is that with a shrink?
Yeah, I just phoned the doctors and they gave me a number to phone
Yeah.
this Let's Talk Somewhat Wellbeing.
Right, okay.
And they just asked me a couple of questions on the phone and, you know, what are your symptoms? And straight away she says, we'll get someone to call you back. And it took about 2 weeks. But in that 2 weeks, I was trying to talk myself out of it all the time. I was like,
Yeah.
my brain was like, no point talking. It's like I've got a bad side and a good side, and it's always battling. But I stuck with it and I did it. So that's where I am.
Do you think that was because obviously I've been quite public about the whole anxiety thing as well. Do you think that was your upbringing, as in you're a bloke, so you don't talk to people, you bottle it up and you just man up and you get on with it? Or do you think that was so do you think society was part of the problem of you trying to talk yourself out of it? Or do you think that was your depression or your anxiety?
I think a bit of both.
Okay.
I think myself was trying to talk myself out of it, but also society. I mean, like, I'm 46 now, so I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and like you say, men are men. You know, men shouldn't cry, men shouldn't do this. So yeah, I think there is that stigma attached to it. But now it seems a lot easier now, and it's every way. I mean, the internet's good and bad, but like the good side of the internet is you can see people and they're talking about it, and you start to think, oh yeah, shit, yeah, I'm a bit like that, and they're talking about it, and you start to think it's not just you by yourself, and you're not weird, and other people are going through stuff. So it's a lot more socially acceptable, shall we say? That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Absolutely.
You could basically go outside in the street now, probably shout out, I've got mental illness or mental issues, and no one would take the mickey of anything. They'd be like, oh, right, well done, well done for saying that.
So just out of the people who know that you've asked for help, has any of them actually been surprised?
Well, you was, weren't you? Because we've never.
I think I've always said to you that you needed to speak to somebody. I think I've said that, haven't I?
Yeah, I think you've always said I'm a bit strange,
A bit mental.
But like I said, I mean, we've spent loads of time together and done loads of stuff and been on holidays and stuff. But this is like, in 10 years, this is the first time we've sat down and had a sit talk about mental illness.
Yeah.
I know we'd have a few beers and we'd talk about his problems as mates, but we've never had a serious talk, have we?
No, absolutely. But I don't know whether that's our problem. Because as like you said, with on holiday, I was in Chernobyl was that last year or the year before? No, last year, wasn't it?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, so we've been to Chernobyl. We've been ragging motorbikes across the countryside and no more than 60 miles an hour and all of this kind of stuff. We've been there, done that, and I've stayed around yours. You stay around mine. Bloody hell, you're my best man. But yeah, that whole mental health thing is just it's like that little dirty secret what everyone knows about, but no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's really bizarre. So yeah, when you said, "Oh, actually, I don't know," did you say you were seeing a shrink, or I think you said you spoken to your doctor about escalating it to actually get help rather than basically taking drugs for it, like antidepressants or whatever else. Yeah, I forgot where I was.
I told you I was going to get help, didn't I?
Yes. So that's why I was going. It surprised me that you, out of everybody I know, bear in mind, I know a lot of people with mental health issues now, even more so because of Manup. It surprised me that you decided to go, right, I've had enough now. I really need some professional help.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was surprised with, but I wasn't surprised that you needed help because I've been saying it for years. But it is funny actually thinking about it. Apart from the odd little WhatsApps and conversations, actually we've never actually discussed it.
No.
And that is very, very bizarre, considering I'm quite active about talking about mental health on social media and doing the drone stuff, and obviously the Man Out where this video is going to go.
That's it. It's like there's nothing really we don't know about each other, but yet we never really talk about mental health, do we?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, but it's funny enough, I generally feel better for it,
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
and that, so it's not like that dirty secret. So I think,
One thing I found since I mean, obviously I've just done like 2 little videos just saying what's happening and that, and people have actually come to me in like my DMs and stuff.
yeah,
And the people that I never thought would have problems, because that's the thing about the internet. There's a lot of fake stuff. You can go on Instagram and you can look at these people with perfect lives, and you can look at them and you can feel down and you think, why can't I be like them? Why can't I have that? But then one of them was actually DMing me saying they're as
yeah,
screwed up as I am, and it amazed me. I'm like, well, you look like you've got the perfect life. So never go by how people look and how people act and what people have got and what they're like on social media. You don't know what's going on people's insides, do you?
yeah. Absolutely. That's something I've been preaching about for a long old time. Obviously, you know me, you know my wife, our dirty little secrets, and all of this kind of stuff. But when it comes down to social media, you're right. Like I'll share stuff of, I don't know, something funny about the dog, where actually me and Faye might be at home massively depressed.
Yeah,
I want you to think that I'm loving life, running around the field, chasing a pug around, and whatever else. If I can be quite honest about it. So no, that's solid advice. So one other question then: how long? If you don't have to answer, and I'll cut this out of the video if you don't want me to put it in there. How long have you been on antidepressants?
probably 3 years total.
Was it? I'm a massive fan of the NHS. I'm alive because of it, absolutely. Same as friends and all this kind of stuff. But when it comes to mental health, I think doesn't matter where the county is, but we need to work harder as a country for looking out for people's mental health. But where I'm going with this one is, do you think the doctors, rightly so, you needed antidepressants? They're more qualified to say that. But do you think antidepressants is actually dealing with a problem?
No, I just think it's masking it, and I think it helps you live with it. It doesn't do anything for it.
Yeah.
All it does is like, I think it's like putting a muzzle on a dog. It stops the dog wanting to bite someone, but the dog still wants to. And I think that's a bit what antidepressants are like. It just helps
Yeah.
you. It helps you do the day-to-day stuff, and it just masks the problem.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
probably different for different people, aren't they?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's all good. So, how long have we been going? How
I
long have we
don't
been
know.
recording for?
Probably about 10 minutes.
Oh, is it about actually? Because I don't want to make it too long because it's just ways. So, have you got for somebody who might be in your situation but probably sitting there watching this? Have you got any advice for any bloke out there? Actually, do you know what? It doesn't really matter what the gender is right now, to be honest, because the world's just gone to pot. Have you got any advice, tips, or suggestions of what about somebody about their mental health? Something they can do to improve or stabilise their own mental health, if I made
Yeah,
any sense at all.
just be open about it and talk to your family or friends or loved ones. Be open about it, but you've got to want it yourself. It's no good. Like, I mean, I'm
That's the
46.
key. Yeah.
You've got to want it yourself. It's like me. I just woke up one morning and just thought, that's it. I'm fed up with this now.
Yeah.
So you've got to want it. But once you do want it, just talk. And then, it sounds silly, doesn't it? But just talk. Just let people know what's going on in your head. I think the main thing with me was I just thought it's me that's screwed up and me that's messed up. But now I know it's something inside me.
Yeah.
I've been told I've got something. So now I can think, well, these bad thoughts, it's not me that's screwed up. It's this thing inside me that's screwed up. And it sort of helps you deal with it. If you have
Yeah.
someone actually look at you in the eyes and say, right, you've got this, it's a nice feeling, actually. I know it sounds weird because you've been told you've got something wrong with you, but it is nice because part of you thinks, well, bloody hell, yeah, at least I've got that. And it's not just me that's messed up. So just talk to someone and get diagnosed with something, and it does help you deal with it. Even if you don't want to carry on after that, even if you walk out and you think, no, that's it, I know I've got this. That makes you better in a way, because you know it's the thing inside you and not you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, it does. It's funny. I was going to say my wife. Obviously, you know who Faye is. Yeah. But the funny thing is, obviously, me and Faye have got the same condition. Arguably, Faye's had worse, but she deals with sometimes even better than I do. But the thing is sometimes to know the difference. I think if you've got that label of anxiety, BPD, bipolar, if you've got that label, when you're feeling absolute shit, you can go, actually, that's not me. That's the BPD or the bipolar or the depression.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
can
that
kind of blame something, and
you can separate it.
yeah, separate it. And then once you've separated it, you can, I don't want to say put it to one side, because that's not what this thing, but you can go, right, put that on a stool and go, right, I'm going to deal with that and kick it off. If that kind of makes sense, or whatever else. So.
Oh yeah, that's basically what I just said. If you get told you've got something, you can use that, and it does help you feel better because you know it's not you.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't as weird as I thought that'd be. I thought it would just be laughing and stuff. I don't like the Ouija board. I think the Ouija board's just creeping me out a little bit.
I've had no pants on all the way through this.
Right. Anyway, this is Steve. Thank you very much for your time, mate. I really do appreciate it, and I'm going to put this on the Manup page in an hour or so.
All right, boy.
Thanks for your time, mate.
See ya.